Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. My name's Reverend Debbie and I talk about all things to do with narcissistic, abusive and toxic relationships, as well as looking at healing from them. And today's video, I'm actually starting a new series called What If? And this is a look at specific scenarios or situations that may happen with your narcissistic, abusive partner. And what would you do in that situation? Pretty much these are red flags. So it's sort of a red flag series. But I'm calling it What If because I just want to be different. That's it. So it's early days in a new relationship and you invite your new partner around to your house for dinner. And you have a cat. And your new beau arrives and they don't like cats. They can't stand them or they're allergic to them. What are you going to do? Before I get into the detail of the video, if you enjoy it, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And if I may please ask for you to share the video, I really need to boost the subscribers on the channel. I work on a budget. I don't make money off this channel yet. I'm hoping to in the future, but I need more subscribers in order to do that. And I work with basic equipment, a mobile phone, a mobile editing app, and a microphone, which I bought relatively cheaply. I think it was about 10 quid for doing these videos. So having extra subscribers will make a huge difference. Then I can go on to buy better equipment, a better camera, better software to edit the videos and so on. And maybe even a green screen to hide all these books behind me, unless of course you like seeing the books. I know when I watch videos on TV, especially through COVID, when everybody started Zooming or Microsoft Teamsing, I loved looking at the titles of the books behind the people that were speaking to see if I had any of them or if they, had something that I could go, oh, I like that book, I'm going to buy that book. I'm going off track here, sorry. So if you could subscribe to the channel, I would really, really appreciate it. We need to get the word out there about these abusive relationships. So many of us have gone through this or are going through this and we don't know what to do. And I feel in modern times, this is becoming more and more prevalent. So I've got a couple of scenarios here to look at and sort of take into consideration, what if this happened, what would you do? So your new beau hates cats, they're allergic. The decision is yours over what you do. Do you keep the pet or do you rehome the pet, get rid of the pet? Now, I know what I would do, but this is your decision, your choice. I can't tell you what to do. But what I can say is that I trust my pets. I love my pets and I will not get rid of them for a potential partner. To me, they're my children. I wasn't blessed to have children. And so they have become my adopted furry children. And you may feel the same. Now, before you do decide to get rid of your pets or pet, see how things go with that person. Don't make a rash decision, because a narcissistic personality type of person will try to force you into doing these things as soon as possible. You may have noticed I put a community post up earlier in the week about, what was it about now? Oh yes, about children and what you would do with children. You wouldn't get rid of them, would you? You wouldn't expect your new partner to tell you to get rid of your children. So you need to meet somebody who has the same priorities, the same empathy, the same sort of love as you do for your pets. I honestly believe that somebody who has pets is a much more empathic person than somebody without. But again, that's my own belief. I'm not looking at data here. Or let's say the new beau has a pet and you don't like that pet, what would you do? I draw the line at certain pets. Mostly they have 8 legs. I'm not a fan of spiders. I'm really not. So for me, that is a, well, no, definitely not. But I wouldn't expect that person to get rid of that pet. I would say, look, this is not going to work. I don't like spiders. So it's up to you. But pets can be a deal breaker in a relationship. They really can. And as I said, for me, they certainly are. I am not getting rid of my cats for any man who steps into my life. That is a big no-no. I love them. They're staying with me. And I would rather be a crazy cat lady in my 70s and 80s and have my pets rather than not have them and be an abused person. And pets can also be extremely sensitive to new people coming into your life. My cats are sensitive about new people coming into the home. They tend to run away. However, if they like that person, they'll sort of sneak downstairs and go up to that person and start asking for fusses and love. And then I realised that I can trust this person because my pet trusts this person. And I really do think that cats know. I really, really do. But one thing that you need to think of is, would the narcissist hurt your pet? Now, going back to that, what I just said about your pets being sensitive to people and to certain people. When my ex came into my life, my one cat, I had one cat at the time, didn't like my ex at all. Absolutely hated him. And I wish now that I had listened to the cat, because my ex did hurt my cat. I'm going to get into that story in a little while, so stick around till the end because I'm going to tell that tale at the end. You might find it interesting as to how devious, nasty and awful these people can be. So, as I said, would the narcissist hurt your pet? Maybe. Maybe they would. Don't forget that the narcissist is very, very close to a psychopath in their behaviour and their actions. Psychopaths are more cold, are more, they're very dark. And I'm not here to talk about psychopaths. So this abuse may be something small, or it may be something visible and terrifying. I have known people, ex-partners, not my ex-partners, but other people's ex-partners, throw a hamster at the wall and kill it. And that is just horrendous. Absolutely awful. I would call the police for that because, as far as I'm concerned, that is a crime. But what do you do in that situation? Well, the choice is yours. Do you think, oh well, or are you going to be upset? Which I know, if you're an empath, you are going to be upset. You're going to cry, and hopefully you're going to kick that person out of your life. Anybody who deliberately hurts an animal is not a good person. Remember, psychopaths begin by hurting animals, and then they move on to bigger animals, and then they move on to people if they're so inclined. Now, I'm not saying that your partner is a psychopath. Like I said, I'm not here to diagnose. It is not my remit at the moment. I'm studying psychology at the moment, so we'll get there in the future. But to me, somebody hurting a pet, deliberately hurting a pet, is evil, vile and nasty, and that person should be thrown out of your life. So I want to hear your thoughts on that below. There are different levels of abuse. Some abuse we see, some abuse we don't see. And unfortunately, I didn't see the abuse that my ex was causing or doing to my old cat. I have more cats now, and I had more cats at the time, but one of my cats, my elderly cat, he had hypothyroidism and he had liver problems. And so he was on medication. Now, at the time that he left, I was looking after my father. He was very ill. So I was away. My family lived quite far away, so I was driving through there, staying for days, and then coming home for a day or two, and then going back again. And when I came home, he'd gone. My ex had gone. So brave of him, such a cowardly act to leave when your wife is grieving for her father. But anyway, and I noticed that my cat was poorly. And I thought, well, you know, he shouldn't be this poorly because he's on his medication. So I took him to the vet, and the vet said to me, he's not been having his medication. There is no trace of it in his system, which meant that my ex had not been giving him his daily medication when he knew he should. I found a full bottle of medication after when I came back, and the vet said this, and he'd hidden it somewhere. And I was like, I can't believe that he's not been looking after my pet. And that is a true narcissistic trait, is that they don't have time to look after other things, you know, other animals other than themselves. So like I said, there's different levels of animal abuse, from excessive teasing, you know, that sort of throwing an invisible ball for your dog that'll send it bonkers, to full-on abuse. And in my mind, the abuse that my cat suffered was horrendous because I had to put him to sleep later on that year. And I believe that if he had been taking his medication daily, if my ex-partner had been giving him medication daily, he'd still be here. So if a potential partner shows any signs of this behaviour, think twice. Always think twice. But I should have trusted my cat right at the beginning of the relationship, when my cat didn't like my ex. When he showed me, he peed on his stuff, and I should have listened to the cat. But I didn't. So always listen to the cat. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time. Blessed be.